Alright, what's up, guys? Let's see if the stream's working. It is dark out here, and I'm not turning my fire pit on because it's also like 85 degrees right now in North Carolina. Dark out here, and Alright, stream's working on X. Let me make sure the stream is live and working on YouTube. It looks like we're good. Fantastic. Thank you, Liv. As always. What's up, what's up? What's up, Trader's Bait? Liv, my YouTube manager. Make sure you do like and subscribe to the YouTube account. Thank you, Liv. I got the link sent out in Discord. Alright, let's see. Let's get some things pulled up. We'll go over here. I mean, we're just making new all-time highs after new all-time highs, it seems. Alright, so for SPY, you got all-time high just right above like 629.51, if I'm not mistaken, is all-time high. Underneath 626.33, I'd be looking for a quick downside on SPY back down to 625, but you do have right through here, a little smaller area. But for SPY, yeah, the two levels I would watch is 629.51 and then watch the 626.33 area. This would obviously be my resistance, and then this would be my support. So looking for 626.33 to, if it retests and hold as support, look to go long. Risk to reward looks better for the long shot there, but if it starts to break and close underneath that area right here, look for that support to get broken, flip into resistance, and then go lower. Obviously, if it continues to hold, then go back up to near the previous all-time highs, and then just keep running from there. The daily closed red. Could be a potential hanging man. Weekly closed very bullish still. So those are the only two levels I would be watching on SPY. Qs. Get all this other bullshit off of here. Qs, you see big support if it retests right here. It's around this 557.50 area of support, and then previous all-time high is 563.8. So those are the two levels that I would be watching on QQQ for support, resistance, upside, and downside. At that next zone below, if it starts to break underneath that 557.50, look for a move down to 554, and then to this bottom zone down here, we're just going to take it to near the 551, 550 psych level on QQQ. I'm not seeing any squeezes on any of the time frames except for the 30-minute, which would be irrelevant by this point. Really just looking at dailies. What's the RSI at? The weekly close green as well. Those are the only two levels I'd be watching on Qs. Haven't really been trading too much of SPY QQQ, honestly, because of just at all-time highs. It's just not my most favorite time to be trading SPY and Qs, so focusing on individual names, because you're going to start seeing some rotation within the market. We've already started to see some. So let me mark this. IWM, I like trading a little bit more than SPY. And it looks like you have a potential head and shoulders that closed on the 4-hour chart for IWM. They got potential head and shoulders to just close, so if it can break back above the 225.6 area, watch for that continuation upside to 230. But if it stays underneath there, you got this little head and shoulders here on the 4-hour. If it comes down and breaks the neckline around 218, watch for that move down to 215 and then 213.7 area there on IWM. This is the setup I would just be watching going into the next session and those levels there. What's up? What's up, guys? Alright, so now for the more interesting names. Let me cover MRVL. So MRVL closed a very strong green weekly hammer candle here, back testing the area of around 68 bucks. Go to the daily, you'll see the trend line here for these higher lows. Broke this trend line here, and it has a huge gap to fill upside. It filled majority of it, but there is still a gap to fill upside to 85.18. So nice strong daily green hammer candle here. So just looking for a move to the upside here, potentially back up to 78 bucks, 77.7. Then the move up to 81.2, and then enter into the gap fill up there that's going to push it above $85. So watch this on ticker MRVL. I don't think it's in a squeeze on either of those two time frames. No. So just going to watch to see if it gets continuation upside and goes and fills that gap right above. And Soundhound. Soundhound looks really good here on the weekly. So Soundhound is actually in a squeeze on the weekly. We'll see right here on the squeeze indicator, 1, 2, 3, 4 little orange red circles right there, and it is moving to the upside. You'll see the last time that this happened would be back over here, which is October of 2024, and it had a squeeze that fired upside. And then you will see what happened with Soundhound. The stock tripled. I think it went from $8 to like $24 the last time it was in a weekly squeeze, moving to the upside. So Soundhound again here at $12.81, has a gap to fill upside to 14 bucks, but it is in another weekly squeeze. So this is one of my absolute top watches right now for SWIN $14 and $15 calls for August 15th or September 19th, I believe, is the option contract expiration. Good volume on those contracts as well. So I really like this chart right here for continuation upside. And there's a bunch of other names. I'm not going to cover a lot of them because I'm keeping this session a little short tonight, but talked about SPY, QQQ, and IWM, and then MRVL and Soundhound on watch. I also have IONQ, LLY, Rivian, XOM, MU, CRM. I'm not going to cover all those. I'll cover MU just real quick because I was on the Friday session talking about this. SR flip zone right here around like 110 to 112-ish area on the daily and weekly for MU. So you'll see resistance all over here on the left side. It finally gets a break above it. This is the first time it is now back testing and retesting that area, holding it as support, confirming a little SR flip right here. So if you go to the 1 hour, that's what I charted out Friday. It was in a squeeze going into the day, moving to the upside, and ended up getting a nice pop-up pre-market, and then pulled back and then held and popped up a little bit higher. But it broke the hourly trend line that we charted out during the Friday live stream. So looking for that move back up to was 115. And if it gets the break and close above that, looking for continuation upside to Monday's low, which is going to be around 117, and then you have this equilibrium zone in previous week low around 119, and a little order block above at 120, and then more resistance up here between 124 and 126, where previous week high is. So those would all be my targets above if it does get the break in base here above 115. So this is another top watch of mine that I am looking at. CRM, go to the weekly, zoom out, look left, so it's getting a nice green little weekly hammer candle off this low. It actually printed a morning star reversal to the upside and then printing a evening star candle to the downside, and it's still holding this same support all right here that it has continued to hold on the daily. The previous 2 times that it has held this level and it has rebounded, went back to 275. So I'm currently in calls on CRM here on the daily chart, looking for the move back up to about 268. Would be about first target area halfway through this little box that it's in, 268, and then after that 275 area right there. Those are going to be targets upside. So this is another top watch of mine. I'm already I entered into a swing on this position on Friday. So that is another top watch there. Adding TSSI, INTC. INTC is pretty good. I still like the chart for upside. Why did MSTR explode last week? Did you see the flow that came in on MSTR? First of all, when it was at like 400, and then I saw the flow in the 420s, and I took those, and they went from like $500 to $1,500 in like an hour, and then they rolled to the 420s, 430s, 440s, and then the 460s, and like the flow just kept pouring in. But crypto's just on a huge run. You know, Bitcoin is just running all-time highs. Ethereum, some altcoins getting a pop right now, so it just seems like just that rotation. Crypto's getting a really nice move. But SPY, QQQ, and IWM, very simple, easy levels, top charts for this week outside of those. I'm not too worried about SPY, Qs, and IWM. Again, whenever there's good setups over there, I execute them, usually on the small account challenge, and then, it's just one and done for the day over there on that setup, and close that account down. But other than that, on the main account, just taking advantage of the individual names. So there's better intraday setups on like Amazon or Tesla, but then on names like here, for like Soundhound in a weekly squeeze to the upside, just looking at things on a larger time frame, and these individual names that have higher quality setups right now. So I think Soundhound is a top one right now, MRVL, and then CRM. Those are going to be my top 3 that I'm going to be watching to trade this week. So that's it for me, guys. Again, I'm keeping this one short because it is like 90 degrees outside right now, and the mosquitoes are freaking real. Someone said, what is your CRM? You're in the Discord. Go check it. Right there. You'll see it right there in the alert channel. I sent it for a watch at like 3:13, then I took half-size entry for a swing right at 3:45. So in those CRM calls. But alright, that's it for me. Just those quick charts and those top watches for the week. So we'll go ahead and jump off of here. I did make the announcement for the mastermind. So the mastermind class will be on July 26th. I did pick those 3 winners that are going to get the mastermind registration for free, and then I put out the discount code for 30 more spots for 30% off for that mastermind class. So it is next Saturday. You go to my X profile and you'll see my most recent tweets. But Premium Discord team, I will see you guys in the morning here on the live stream in the Discord, and we are going to absolutely crush it. We're going to hit over 3,000 on a small account challenge tomorrow, and then try to end the week, if we can, get it up to 4,000 and complete the phase 2 goal there. So 1,000 to 2,000, and now taking the 2,000 account to 4,000. So we are at like 29.56, just shy of the $3,000 little target goal here before it hits 4,000. So be working on that account this week, but then executing all these other charts here on the main account for the week. So we had an amazing trading week in the Discord. So last week, let's do it again, team. Love you guys. Appreciate you, GNG. Appreciate you. Issa, you're welcome. Appreciate you guys. Let me go check the chat over here. Dana, you're welcome. Sin, have a great night. Appreciate you, brother. So, all right, guys. Premium Discord team, I'll see you in the morning. I'll be on Spaces this week with Wolf Financial in the morning as well, just being a speaker over there, just calling out a few things that I see. But I will be mainly live trading in the Discord all week. So I will catch you